Good morning to everyone. In this video we are going to discuss about all the NAT operations, combined NAT operations that includes static NAT, dynamic NAT and PAT. Let's see one by one. If you want to see the individual NAT operations, so kindly verify the previous videos posted in my YouTube channel, and this is a combined one. And devices, let's work one by one because it's a lengthy process. I have a switch and I need to have another one router, and I have a server. Let's enable the serial connection for both the routers. Now establish connection. We'll have a serial connection between routers. Sorry, still it is I think it is loading. Now we can able to have a serial connection between the routers. Still not getting. I think now it works. No, still. Let's check now. W1 router, switch off. I think now it works. Yes. Define a connection between your server and router, and let's define IP address for each of the devices. Let's define the IP address for each of the devices. Gateway router, and here it is 50.0.0.1, and here it is 50.0.0.100. It is 200.0.0.100, 200.0.0.1. Let's configure this. 10.0.0.1, 10.0.0.100. Let's configure this to Gigabit Ethernet 0, which is nothing but the default gateway router. serial port 0, which has 50.0.0.1, and this, I think both this, so port enabled. And we'll be having one more interface, C00, .0.0.100, and define the IP address for server. Yes, now all IPs has been defined. Let's perform NAT operations. Go for CLI. Int Z0/0 interface, IP NAT inside, int SE 0/2/0, IP NAT outside. Okay, now let's go for the static NAT implementation. IP NAT inside static source static. For IPs, it needs to permit 1, and inside IP address is public IP address, which is 60.0.0.1. Yes, that's it. Okay, let's define a static root here. IP root, we have a static root to 200 network, 255.255.255.0 through the interface 50.0.0.2. Yes. Let's go to the next router. Just define a static root here. IP root. So we made a public address of 60. So let's connect 60 here to 55.0.0.0. Your 50.0.0.1. Yes, that's it about static NAT. Let's check for communication. We'll trace only the ICMP packet. Packet is getting dropped at the router. Let's try for one more time. it works. Sometimes it may do like that. Yes, to check for your translation, you need to check the packet that comes from switch to router. If you click on that packet, you can able to see here the source address has changed from 10.0 to 60.0. Right, this is what IP translation is. Okay, static NAT is over. Let's go for the next one, which is dynamic NAT. So let's include one end device. We'll have a separate network here. I need a switch. Let's define the connection between. Yes, before that we'll save this network. Let's define the IP address for this, which is 172.16.0.1 network, and the default gateway is 172.16.0.100. Let's define the IP address for this, 172.16.0.1, 172.16.0.100. Let's define the gateway. I think the gateway interface is 01. 172.16.0.100. Let's make the port address port enabled. Okay. Let's define inside and outside interface. Int z0/1 IP NAT inside. Int se0/2/0, which is IP NAT outside. IP NAT outside. Exit and exit, and once that is done, next one is you want to create the access list. Access list. Let's create 11 ACL number, permit 172.16.0.1, .255. Wildcard bits 0.0.0.255. Yes, access list done, and IP NAT pool. Let's take DNAT start addresses. I've given 60 for that, and here I'll be giving here I am giving 70 net mask 255 dot yes, IP NAT inside source list 10 pool DNAT. That's it. So 3 steps has been done. One is access list created, second one is pool of public IP, and third one is merging process. So that's it at this router. Let's go and create the static route at the receiver side. Static route IP route 70 is created. 20.0.0.0 255.0.0.0 with the 1. Okay, let's check for communications. So let's see. Sorry. First IP is created. Packet is ready to transmit. It reaches next router server and will be receiving the response from receiver also. Yes, packet transmission is successful. Let's check for translation. Sometimes this translation doesn't work. That's why I've surfed in internet. That is the reason why a lot of times couldn't able to see that translation in the list table. Let's see whether it comes or not. Show IP NAT translation. Here also the list is not here, right? It is not showing. That's why there is a new command exists. One is you go to your router and debug IP NAT. Sorry, this has to be, yes, debug IP NAT. So now IP NAT debugging is enabled. So now you can able to see the translations, right? So since there is a problem with IP NAT translation, right? The table will not, sometimes it may not show specifically dynamic NAT, right? That is why they in the internet, in the website, they have, CISCO website, they have asked you to use this command called debug IP NAT, right? Using that you can able to trace your translations, right? So let's go for tracing of translations. So packet is transferring router to router, router to server, and creating reply. Yes, yes. Now you can able to see your debugging, NAT debugging in this router. Look at this. This is what processes. This is what. Look at it is successfully done. Dynamic NAT is working. So 172.16.0.1 transferred to 70.0.1, right? And look at, you can see in your packet also, right? It is successfully transmitting, right? Translating from the private IP to public IP, right? This is the private IP which is 172.16.0.1 and it is translated to 70.0.1, right? And here same process is which is redone again, right? 70.1 to 172.16. So this is what that DNAT translation is, right? So it's a fine working, but it is not showing in show IP translation, right? Okay, next one is we need to go for the next one, which is PAT. So PAT process, almost the same similar process. Let's create a separate N device, and we have a switch. Let's connect this. Place it here. Okay, 192.168.0.1, and we'll use 100 as our default gateway. Let's define the IP for this. 192.168.0.1, 192.168.0.100, and we'll use this as the gateway. And before that, let's save this. Okay. Here this interface is 0. Yes, ports address enabled. Let's start doing PAT operations here. So first define the inside and outside interface. IP int z0/2, IP NAT inside int SE0/2/0, IP NAT outside. Yes. And once this is done, go for the creation of access list. Let's create with the number of 20. Permit 192.168.0.1 with the wildcard bits of 255, 0.0.0.255. So once that is done, okay, access list is created. IP NAT pool of public address needs to be created. This is PAT operation. So here this is word. So let's take PAT as the name I'm creating, and start address is 80. We'll have 80 as the public address, and we'll use only one IP here, right? One IP, and net mask is 255.0.0, right? Okay. So IP NAT inside source list is 20. Pool is PAT, and the last keyword, important keyword, is overload. Yes, once this is done, here everything fine. Exit. PAT operations over, and we need to create a static root in the server router. IP root used 60 and 70, and here it is 80.255.0.0.0, and here through the port through the next hop 50.0.0.1. Exit. Okay, let's check for communication. Let's redo it once again. Yes, it reaches server, getting response. Yes, packet successfully reaching the source. Let's check for the packet. Okay, we'll see the router. Okay, we'll enable debug. Show IP NAT translation. Yes, it is not showing, so let's go for debug IP NAT. Yes, NAT is debugging is enabled. Let's go for one more packet transmission. Source destination. Yes, packet successfully getting transmitted, and you can see your translations here. Let's check for packet from switch to router, whether it is getting translated or not. Let's see. Yes, it is getting translated from 192.168.0.1 to 80.0.1, right? So it is getting properly translated. So see the list, look at. So packet is transmitted from 192.168.0.1 at the source side to 80.0.1, and when we receive packet the response from the server, look at 80.0.0.1 translated to 192.168.0.1. So this is how PAT works, right? So it uses port numbers, right? Instead of having you can have as much number of systems here, so it uses port numbers for each individual system, so that it will reduce as much number of conservation of public IP addresses. So this is a good example for each operation. This 10.0.0.1 network works with the static NAT, and the 172.16.0.1 network operates with the dynamic NAT, and this 192.168.0.1 network operates with PAT network, right? PAT mechanism, which is port address translation. So this is a static network address translation, and this is dynamic network address translation, and this is port address translation, right? So hope you can understand how it works. So other things we'll discuss in the next video. Thank you.